Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Panther Zone. I'm Leon Brown.
I'm Zach Collins.
And I'm David Smith. It is hump day.
Man,
Hump day's back. They tried to cancel it, but
they can't cancel.
you can't stop us, man. It's PV homecoming. What you talking about?
You can't do that.
Let's go into some PV sports. The women's volleyball team played St. Thomas last night and lost 3-0. Once again, the defense was there. According to the coach's words, the offense couldn't get nothing going, unfortunately. But we still got a couple games left in the season, so they're trying to find their groove before the season ends.
St. Thomas is a pretty good squad.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is a team that's fairly new to PV, so we're looking at them to be better next year. So that's why she wants to finish this year off correctly, going into the off season and turning this program around.
It's also the last game for the PV women's soccer team as they face TSU tonight at TSU at 7 p.m. So if you're not busy tonight, go ahead and make that drive down to TSU, support our girls, and get a win. Congratulations to the men's and women's cross-country teams as the women's team finished 3rd and the men's team finished 8th. One of the highlights of the race for the women's was Joanna Benavides had her career best run in the 5K, finishing 10th out of 58. So congratulations to you with a career time of 19 minutes and 35 seconds. And Williams finished 2nd for a consecutive year, placing 3rd out of 57 in the 8K. Joanna was earned 2nd team All-SWAC honors, and Williams was named SWAC first team. So congratulations to you guys. Much love and respect to you.
They're running a lot more than we ever will.
Really?
That's too long of a race. So just imagine if the race is that long, the preparation they have to put into going.
Right, that's an everyday thing.
No, sir.
That's dedication right
there.
there.
Get me that long.
For football, didn't y'all have to run track?
We definitely was on the track this past summer. But we ran 200s, 300s, 400s.
That ain't bad. Speaking of football, Saturday's coming up closer and closer.
Yes, sir. It feel like it can't get here fast enough, honestly.
I think everyone's waiting. We waiting to see what y'all boys is gonna come out and do.
And we waiting to show y'all, honestly. We just been preparing for this it feels like we haven't played a game in a month, so we're just looking forward to it. We're honestly getting tired of going against our defense every day.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready to play. You would say another color, but since they wear purple and gold, we just trying to prove who the real purple and gold is. And we definitely need y'all to come out and support. Obviously, this is going to be an event-filled weekend, but it all centers around 2 o'clock on Saturday.
Right. Going to be a beautiful day, sun out, 70-degree weather.
Good day for football.
Feel like sunny California out there.
Right. Yes, sir.
When we come back, we got news from the NFL. We got updates in MLB and some interesting news with high school basketball and college basketball. So we'll be right back.
Check this out. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Getting ready, getting ready, getting ready, ready. We getting ready, getting ready, getting ready, ready. I'm getting ready, getting ready, getting ready, ready. We 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 getting ready, getting ready, getting ready, ready.
And welcome back to another episode of PV Sports Zone. We're back for commercial break. Guys, like I predicted on Monday, Clayton Kershaw got hit. Red Sox came out with an 8-4 win. Chris Sale looked like he was pretty decent coming off the stomach injury off a belly button ring. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a topic in itself.
It's not okay. We're not gonna go too far into that.
Eduardo Nunez came in with a pinch hit 3-1 home run that kind of sealed the deal. Andrew Benintendi, one of the sleepers for the Red Sox in the outfield, he had a 4-for-5 game, which makes him the 3rd Red Sox to get 4 hits in a World Series game. So pretty much like I predicted.
The offense is still rolling.
Yeah, they can't really be stopped. JD Martinez.
So do you feel like they're gonna have a shutout series?
Nah, they still got to go against Walker Buehler and Ryu for the Dodgers, but it's definitely gonna be close. I think it goes to 5 or 6 games. It's not gonna be that long.
I was gonna ask where you stand on that 7-game.
No, not anymore. They looked like they had a chance as soon as Chris Sale was taken out. They put on 2 or 3 runs afterwards, but then it's just like the Red Sox got back on track.
Just took off.
Yeah.
Their offense still in that swing.
Yep.
And once you go against a team like that that's starting to find themselves, it's hard to beat them.
Right.
Momentum.
Going into the NFL news, the Texans and Dolphins play tomorrow. Dolphins look like they're 1 for 3 so far in their past 4 games, and the Texans are on a 4-game win streak. So both teams looking to.
It's an even matchup.
Nah,
I mean, in my eyes, I believe it is.
With the Dolphins?
Dolphins, they've been playing all right.
1 and 3.
But they've had like close games.
Yeah,
it's not like they've been
blowing out. Like they've been have competitive games. I think their point is they haven't been able to finish.
Right.
And I think that's the key for them, being able to go out and finish what they started. And I feel like if they can do that and come together, I feel like it could be a game that can go either way. I mean, because Texans, they're not struggling. They're starting to find themselves, especially with the offensive line and with Deshaun Watson. But I feel like the Texans have an upper hand to me. But I feel like it can go either way.
Thursday night football game at Houston, one of the loudest stadiums in the league.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to see the Texans continue rolling, and Dolphins are just going to keep playing these close games. Because I feel like their biggest issue, he's been playing good this season, but Ryan Tannehill is not a franchise quarterback in my eyes. And I don't feel like if they want to win, because they do have the weapons out there in Miami, but they don't have the quarterback needed to lead them to a playoff season or even to go further than that. They don't have a quarterback that's going to beat them, that's going to beat the Patriots. So for them to reach their goals, they're going to have to make changes around, whether it be this year or next year.
Well, I know from sources says that Osweiler will start this coming Thursday, so.
Well, definitely. But even him, he's not a franchise quarterback.
No.
I mean,
he had a solid season in Denver. But like I said, they have the weapons around to allow any quarterback to be productive in a sense. But as far as them getting to the places they want to go, they're not going. And they're facing a team that's, like we said, they're getting into the swing of things to where they're finally gelling together.
Yeah.
And I don't see the Texans losing tomorrow night.
Let's go back to Monday. The Giants and Falcons played. Falcons looked like they were just overall dominant. But it was funny, Odell Beckham, he still reached 5,000 yards, fastest to do that since the Super Bowl era.
See, I was going to say that you can see their chemistry starting to build again. But then you have the play like when it's on, they specifically drew up that 4th down play to throw to Odell where he faked inside and rolled out. And Eli doesn't throw him the ball and he has the leverage. But they were force-feeding Saquon the ball, I felt, at certain times. They had, it was plays 3rd and 2, they throw a swing pass, and he loses 7 yards. The Giants' play calling was good in certain times, and then it was terrible play calling at the end. Like, in crucial moments, they called a jet sweep to Saquon Barkley on the goal line. Like, why not put the best running back just behind his offensive line? You just paid a left tackle $60 million plus, and you don't want to run behind him? That's a problem within this. That's a problem.
How you get to the red zone and you cannot score?
And then look at the total difference between offenses. Look at the Falcons' offense, how they were getting explosive plays, which is 15 plus yards, multiple times. Their defense, they had a couple sacks. The Giants' defense did. Yeah. But it wasn't enough as far as for them to stop that offense. The offense has Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. They're 4 deep at running back, I want to say.
Yep.
And just they're starting to look like that Super Bowl Falcons team. It's just they have to get more sound on their defense in order to make themselves go back to the playoffs. Because I think they're 2nd in the division behind the Panthers right now.
Speaking of that division, the Saints got Eli Apple from the Giants. Did their secondary get stronger?
No.
Not?
No.
You got to think because all
Eli
4 of
Apple
their
is
DBs
trash.
are from Ohio State.
Yeah, that's how
They all play with each other.
Eli Apple is trash.
But you would feel like the chemistry with him coming back to the team will come into the team would help build and to reshape the form of the defense.
No.
I mean,
no.
America, he says no. I mean, I can't disagree with him. But
Eli Apple is not going to help their defense.
All right, in what way do you feel like he's not able
Eli
to?
Apple is as best as you could put it as a bust. He was picked. He was picked in the first round, top 10, top 15, whatever he got picked.
Yeah.
They traded him, so obviously they don't see value in him. They didn't trade for a first rounder, so they're not going to get the same pick that they got when they used it to get him. So that should tell you something, first of all. Second of all, he's only been with the Giants 2 years, and they already gave up on him. That is not something that is positive. Now, the Saints, as far as their free agency and their trading pickups in the DB section, have not been good. Jarius Byrd didn't work out for them. Brandon Barona didn't work out for them. So this is just another bad move by their GM.
He says another bad move. I always want to say, do you feel like it's a business move for them?
No.
I mean, look at their record right now.
If it was a business move, they'd have went and got a Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson is on the open market begging to be traded. He played at LSU, but you go and get Eli Apple, who wasn't even the best corner on his team. He wasn't even top 3 corner on his team. No, Eli Apple is not going to help the Saints be better. He might not even start.
You never know, dude. It's the
no, he's not starting.
It's a real chances.
He's not starting at all.
All right, then. Amari Cooper from the Raiders. He got traded to the Cowboys. You think he's going to help?
He'll be a better number 1 option because right now I think their best receiver has been, outside of Beasley, Gallup. Yeah. Gallup has been making plays quietly. He's definitely going to cement himself as the number 1 receiver. I don't like the fact that the Cowboys gave up first-round pick either, but that's because other teams were in the race, like the Redskins, people within the division. So whenever a trade like that is happening, you have to go all the way. And I feel like if he's worth the first-round pick, why wouldn't you give up the second-round pick to go get Earl Thomas if you care that much? Or why not give up the 5th-round pick or whatever the Patriots traded away to get Josh Gordon if you really wanted a number 1 receiver? Because honestly, if you think about it right now, Josh Gordon is definitely playing head over heels better than Amari Cooper.
I would definitely say that.
It was at a lesser cost.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that trade for the Patriots, getting him, he's not only made he's making a mark for himself right now, but he's also making another name for himself. He's
definitely, I would say, the second best receiver Tom Brady has ever had. That's behind, obviously, the GOAT. Yes.
This past week, I think he has 6 receptions for over 100 yards. Like,
he's a freak of nature. Like, that was my argument about why the Browns just kept keeping him around.
Yeah.
Was because that's a talent. Talent supersedes everything. All your issues, all your play problems.
It do, but when you have problems like he has,
he just had to get out of Cleveland because he had found himself in Cleveland doing the same things he was doing at Baylor, and that's the certain thing about the NFL. Once you're in a place for so long, it becomes your second home, and he just ended up doing the same things he was doing back in college.
So do you feel like by him being in New England, do you feel like the stuff that he was doing in Cleveland, he's still gonna?
Heck no, ain't nothing out of Boston.
Of course, we all know that ain't nothing.
But it's also more structured. It's way more structured around that organization, and it's a different type of standard that they hold you to. You go from losing 14-plus games every year to winning 13-plus games every year. You're going to act a certain way. You're going to act like everybody else around because you want to feel that victory. So I think, but obviously I would definitely say the Cowboys are on the. I don't like where the Raiders are going right now, if I was saying that.
That's what I was about to bring up. It seemed like the teammates have lost their trust in Derek Carr.
Yeah.
The teammates lost their trust in Derek Carr. John Gruden is playing an NFL franchise on Madden right now, where he think, and he's been in the booth too long. He hasn't been coaching, and I don't know why you would give away arguably a top 3 pass rusher, a good young receiver, but these moves aren't adding up to me, and you want to win. It looks like they're obviously tanking, and
they're cleaning the house.
They're definitely building to go to Las Vegas.
That too, but you can see as them preparing for next year.
I don't even think it's next year.
Look at they only won 1 game so far this year.
To us, how did we lose that game? I don't know.
It came down to a field goal.
All our games have.
I feel like it was a business move in order for them to get more earlier picks for the draft, but also to kind of build them for next year.
I mean, but that's what the Los Angeles Rams did, but they didn't give up a season.
No, they didn't.
I mean, of course, but I mean, you got to think that's another franchise. So I mean, you got to think of what's going on now, like above, like the GM.
But if my thing, if he wants to be this involved, he's going out and making claims like he should have drafted Derwin James, the kid that the Chargers drafted. That's a problem when he was in the draft room and he didn't take him because they took Carl Joseph. That not only says you don't believe in Carl Joseph, it also says you don't believe in a kid you drafted this year.
Of course.
So that's a problem. Like, I don't think he has the morale of his team like behind him. I think it's just he's the $100 million coach, and if you don't believe in him, you're gonna move around.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make his stamp, I think.
Yeah. This past week it seemed like it was the week of big men in the NBA. Blake Griffin dropped 50. Last night, Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond had a good game. So
Blake Griffin just took over the game.
Yeah.
I was watching it earlier.
It was a Blake Griffin show to me.
It seemed like he's the old Blake Griffin.
Yes. Yeah. Well, not even the old Blake Griffin, because the old one wasn't scoring like that.
Yeah.
But it's
he was. He was putting up double doubles.
I'm talking about this.
No, I'm talking about. Not Thunder, Clippers.
I'm talking about this 50 piece he dropped.
Okay,
it just looked like he's been working.
He's dropped that much before. Not 50.
I'm gonna say not 50.
I was gonna say that's his career
it's
high.
been close.
But no, like it just looked like he'd been working all summer. Like he looked pretty technical sound. His feet work was what was getting him the points. Honestly, he was working the post, and it was the offense that the Pistons needed in order to stay in the game. And it was another game where both teams scored 130 points. This is starting to get outrageous with no defense being played across the board.
I'm like, man, y'all need to go do something.
It's just like our goal is to outscore each other. That's the only thing.
Speaking of people being healthy, Derrick Rose, the boy is back.
I seen he had a nice move the other day where he dropped somebody. And then took it to the court.
He's also talking noise in the
I
court now. He wasn't doing that a couple years ago.
He just finally found himself. He's in a team where I feel like they always said like him and Jimmy Butler had problems in Chicago, but I think they're actually like legitimate. They actually get along. They both bring a certain type of attitude to that team that's definitely needed because Andrew Wiggins and I don't think Karl Anthony Towns have that trait. As far as like, it's a different type of mentality when you come from where they come from. And I think that's what that team needs in order to finally get out of that playoff bubble shell, finally cement themselves as a legitimate team in the West. I think they need both of him and Jimmy Butler to play well.
Well, speaking of the West, the Lakers still seem like they're struggling.
Man, what's going on, dude?
Do y'all think it's just because either LeBron's too old or the team is too young?
I don't believe it's LeBron's too old. I feel like it's not even a team too young. I feel like you have a lot of personalities. And when you have a person like LeBron trying to come in and try to, I wouldn't say not lead, but to be that leadership field, and you have other people that's on the team that I wouldn't say it's not up there with them, but can be up there with them from time, I feel like you can get issues. Like we'll have issues like they're having right now. Like this is the second game that y'all done came up short.
There's
like
certain,
I said, y'all.
There's certain things within a team that like tells you about players. Like when your star player wants to distance themselves from the young guys, like there's reports like during the summer they would practice and then after they finish, LeBron would come in and have sessions by himself. That's not a good thing. Right. And then as far as you see the fight, LeBron tells you the night before that if you fall, let one of your brothers come pick you up. And then during the fight, he's holding off CP3 because of their off the court relationship. That's one thing you can't allow anything to happen is as far as if me and you are on a team and Leon is against us and y'all get in a fight, I'm going to help you no matter if me and Leon are good. And LeBron broke that code when he was more worried about CP3 rather than being worried about his teammates. And you can slowly see that this is a young team and we're in a different generation to where if you're not showing us, we're not going to believe you. So as far as for him not sticking up for his teammates, that's going to slowly tear this team apart. And if he doesn't get it together where he misses those late free throws, they're not going to believe in him, and they're gonna start to split that locker room to where it's only the guys who want to say like kiss up to LeBron, and everybody who thinks of themselves. that's gonna split this team. So it's not a matter of being too young or too old. It's a matter of believing that your leader is really there for you.
Yeah, of course.
Here's my take. When they first had Kobe, before Kobe left, it was just Brandon Ingram, and then Lonzo just came in.
He was after.
I think
After he retired.
Yeah.
All right, then. So it was really just Brandon Ingram and probably like one other person. So Kobe knew that before he left, he was gonna have to put that like winning mentality in them, and then they just weren't getting with the program. And then now that they have LeBron come in, he's pretty much a GOAT, and he's trying to instill that, and he sees that they're not really getting with the program. I think he's just kind of distancing himself from the teammates, and I don't know. I think it's really like a gap of winning. Like they're not used to winning, and LeBron is. But if LeBron's not going to show them how to win, then they're never going to get on the same page.
I don't think he has that characteristic.
Who, LeBron?
I don't think he has
to lead him.
I don't know if he's like Kobe is real like technical, and he's going to teach you. That's why he has the Mamba mentality book. That's why he has these sessions after the playoff games where he's overvoicing what's going on in the game. He's a different type of leader. Maybe LeBron isn't that type of leader. But as far as LeBron being a leader that shows you how to work, if he's that type of leader, he has to make those crucial free throws. Right. He has to be able to, if he's not going to make the winning shot, he has to be able to drive and draw the foul and finish the game. If you want to show me how to win, like I told you, this is you're dealing with kids that they got to see it in order to believe it. Yeah, you won in Cleveland. Yeah, you won in Miami. But you got to do it here where it matters, where these lights is brighter than you've ever played before.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're not going to do it, they're not going to believe in you. So it's not a matter of LeBron being too old or having a winning way. If you want to change the culture of LA to your culture, LeBron, you have to bring everybody into it. And I don't think he's doing it. I think he's more just distancing himself. He's making it about him. Yeah. I think that's why I said it's more of a business decision why he went to LA. It's not a basketball decision.
Right.
Whatever comes with that is what comes with it.
Staying on the Lakers, this past week it was Rondo came out and said Chris Paul was a bad teammate, and then Glenn Davis came out and said Chris Paul was a bad teammate. But he's also a chairman for the Players Union.
That's what Rondo is really trying to get a point is the NBA in certain leagues like that, they create an image to these players that they have to build around because obviously Chris Paul has been a face where he has all his endorsements, whether it be Jordan, the State Farm, all of that. But as far as for what really goes on, he was the leader of like Rondo said, he was the leader that went through the Clippers locker room to find a back door to get to Blake.
Right.
So he's not above, let's say, starting a fight or getting physical. And you could see, like I told you the other day, Rondo didn't spit on that man. It was the ref that, like, it was just off of the whistle. So for him to, like, try to create that outlook just because they know that Rondo doesn't have the best reputation across the league as far as his anger not being managed. And I think Rondo just wanted the truth to be out there as far as what really goes on. And Glenn Davis just shows you the truth that Rondo has said because he played with both of them. So he knows which one's a better teammate. He knows all of that.
I get what you're saying. To me, I feel like Chris Paul isn't a bad teammate. I feel like if he was a bad teammate, the chemistry of the team wouldn't be there. I mean, look how last year, when he came to the Rockets and how they played. The Rockets, they was playing as a team that outside when James Harden first got there, they was playing as a team like I've never seen like in previous years. And when he left during that series in the playoffs, I mean, you see how his presence not being there, it trembled. And when you have when you have a person like that that can make an effect on the whole team, it speaks volumes. To me, it speaks volumes. I can't speak for no one else, but I mean, Chris Paul is one of those players that he goes out there and he gives his 100 no matter what.
But that doesn't make you a good teammate.
I mean, it doesn't make you a good teammate, but at the same time, it does coincide with that he's a player that they can go out there and play with.
But okay.
All right.
How many superstars in the league have been traded multiple times?
D-Wade.
Traded though, like D-Wade left. D-Wade. He only got traded back just because he's past his prime. I'm saying Chris Paul is definitely
his prime.
D Wade is not past his prime.
No.
I wouldn't go.
Dude's still getting buckets.
I mean,
He's
I'm
definitely
not
past his
saying he's
prime.
not close,
not,
but
yeah.
Back to my
Yeah.
point. Okay.
that's another topic.
CP3 has been traded. He got
Yeah.
traded from New Orleans to LA, and then from LA to Houston.
Right.
So my point in that being is, he's one of the staples within this league. He's a top, what you would say, 10 player, whatever you say.
Yeah, top 8, top
however
10.
you want to argue it. He's been one of the best players in the league. So there's obviously an issue there, besides him not being able to get past the second round. Besides all of that, there's an issue within the organization that he may create. But because he has this, crystal clear image of being a good guy, they're not going to release that information to the public. So there is something there as far as when your former teammates tells that he's not what everybody makes him out to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something we should listen to because, like I said, we're not in there. So we don't know what's going on. So we have to look at what Big Baby said in order to really gauge what type of teammate he is.
Yeah.
Oh, remember I talked about the G League and how they're doing that little offer, the one and done rule.
They stole
For the high
the
schools.
LeVar Ball
Yeah.
idea. Gotcha.
It was interesting this week. New Balance signed a high school prospect named Darius Baisley to a $1 million internship.
Yeah, can I get a?
What we doing?
Can I get an endorsement?
We're obviously in the wrong field.
Right.
But he was expected to go to the G League after skipping, not playing at Syracuse, but then he decided to sign with an agent.
Oh.
So that's definitely interesting to watch. Being that I don't know how that's gonna work out. Being an intern.
Yeah, while still in high school.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work out either. But it's another.
It's not like he's getting.
He might be in
is he
one
getting?
of those.
Is that a paid internship?
If it's $1 million
If it's $1 million,
internship,
I'm pretty sure he getting paid.
But no, honestly, it might be. He might go to one of those schools where he doesn't have to necessarily be there.
Like an IMG or something?
Yeah, something like that, to where it's set up like he may have online classes, or he may have already finished it. He might graduate early, and that's just his internship while he's at the G League. So it's a couple of ways to go around that.
Another big prospect, Kyrie Walker. I know y'all have heard of him, right? Yeah, Hooper. He decommitted from Arizona this past week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see what he's going to do. Maybe he'll go to the G League, or he'll get an internship.
I want to know the reason behind him decommitting.
You're gonna.
Oh no.
You're gonna see like how they play with these words in order for these kids coming out of high school because this is something new that they created to where they don't know how to say it yet, but they're gonna get around it to paying these players because obviously.
I mean, it's not like they haven't been doing it.
Yeah,
True.
I would say
they definitely have, but I'm saying like
way before time.
But this is more like everything is digital now, so we see it and we have to they have to put it in a certain context to where it's not look like they're just directly playing these players. So they're gonna create $1 million internship.
Right.
But who's getting an internship at New Balance?
Yeah. Going into some college football, remember I talked to you about UCF a couple weeks ago and how they're stuck at 10 when they're one of the few undefeated teams left in the top 10.
Yeah.
Their AD came out and asked ESPN for help for college football to like fix the whole playoff system. Yeah.
I agree with him. I totally agree. Look at how they played last year and look how they playing this year.
Same result.
It's like they haven't lost their stride. I mean, the conference that they're in is it can be iffy.
It is extremely iffy.
But I mean, they're competing.
If he wants to get in the playoff that bad, he needs to go to a different conference.
I totally agree with that. But I mean, there is not even like a handful of teams that still.
All he has to do is
now.
go to the ACC.
If
he wants to get in that bad.
They're ranked number 10 if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, I feel like the college football is not showing the respect that they need.
Stop. If they play OU, if they play OU right now, are they beating OU? No.
Oklahoma?
Yes.
I feel like they give OU a run for their money.
Are they going to beat OU?
Like
no.
Texas, who thought Texas was going to go in there and beat Oklahoma?
They're not equipped.
Yeah, but that's what you say. They're not equipped. But look what Texas went in there and beat
Texas
OU.
is equipped. Texas gets 5 stars every year.
Yeah, they get it, but have they ever had the coaching staff to?
Now they have that. Now they have that.
They have it now. They have it now.
Yes.
But have they in the previous years? They had 4 or 5-star players, and they wasn't able to compete to the level that everyone thought that Texas could.
their only quality games are outside of their conference. That does not help you.
I mean, yeah.
So
I mean,
saying if he instead of going to ESPN, he's not married to the American Conference. He can leave and go to the ACC if he wants to go that bad. If he wants to win, he's going to put himself to play Clemson, Florida State,
of course.
those teams type.
Yeah.
So if he wants it that bad, that's what he needs to do. He doesn't need to take it up with ESPN.
Hey, you heard us. If you want to be in the playoffs, you got to
Change your conference.
change it. I mean, I feel like the college football should give them more respect than what they have been giving them. But
No.
I mean, that's my opinion.
I agree.
If he wants respect, he's gonna put different people on that schedule.
Hey,
If you see
I mean-
somebody on his schedule like if you see UCF playing Clemson and they beat Clemson, then you're gonna respect them. If you see UCF playing Notre Dame, who's an independent, then you're gonna respect them.
Well, anybody could really be Clemson.
but when
now.
they played in the bowl last year, the team that they played,
They had a month to prepare.
I mean, yeah, it's a month, but I mean, still they went in there and they won. Like,
You gotta understand it. Those teams that play in bowl games, although it sounds bad, if they're not in the playoff, they don't care about that bowl game. UCF has to care about that bowl game because they have to prove themselves. So that's why I'm saying if they really want to prove themselves, they're gonna put somebody in their first 3 weeks that's gonna give them
the competition.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
Until they do that,
I'm-
he has no gripe to have. That's his fault.
College
He
football.
creates that schedule. The athletic
Yeah,
director.
he do. Yeah, of
So
course.
he can't be mad.
What you gonna do? That's all I gotta ask.
He can't be mad.
All right, that's all the time we got. We're gonna continue this Friday. We're gonna talk about the game a little bit more against Alcorn State, what we need to do, what to expect, and also let's get a petition going for College Game Day to come down to a HBCU game.
Hey, make that road trip down. We will love to have you.
Yep.
Look,
But that's all the time we got. I'm David Smith.
I'm Zach Collins.
I'm Leon Brown.
We'll see y'all Friday.